Hi there, I'm Andrew D. Pope. If something feels off in your work, but you don't feel the need to completely start again from scratch, or you just don't want to start again from scratch, a different way of thinking can be very, very useful for you right now. In my experience, most midlife career decisions shouldn't be about reinvention. They should be about strategic recalibration. Strategic recalibration is about making deliberate, targeted adjustments and not reinventing everything and starting from scratch. It's about asking yourself, what do I need to change here? And giving yourself precise and honest answers. Allow me to take a quick detour here. This concept of self-questioning and self-reflection is incredibly important in any realm of self-development in any part of your life. I think it's especially important in midlife and beyond. It takes courage, though. It can be scary to dig under the hood, to start to question yourself about things that have become over the years personal and professional orthodoxy, things that you've perhaps taken for granted over time in your life and your work. It also takes personal honesty. If you can't be honest with yourself, who can you be honest with? So you'll hear me talk a lot about this topic of self-honesty, self-questioning, and introspection in all of my videos. It really is that important. And as with most things in life, the best time to start doing it is yesterday. The next best time is today. And the best time today is right now. Okay, back to the main topic. Now, when identity lag kicks in and we start to notice that our role doesn't match who we've become, it's very easy to think about reinvention. Many people do think about reinvention and starting from scratch. It's actually quite attractive. There are a lot of positive ideas behind reinvention, but often it's a gross overreaction and you end up causing more harm than good in my experience. So reinvention says, let's start from scratch. Recalibration says, what can I adjust and keep moving forward? That distinction really does matter, because in my experience, most professionals don't need a completely new identity or role. What most professionals need is better alignment. Strategic recalibration adjustments are often smaller than people expect. They're often a lot more powerful than they first appear. They might involve such items as shifting the type of work you focus on, changing your scope or responsibility levels, repositioning how your capability is used, introducing new stretch into an already familiar role. So not everything changes, just the parts that matter. Let me offer you a few hypothetical examples to give you some clues about this. Someone working in a strategic leadership role starts to feel they've become underused. This creates doubt. Now, they might assume that a reinvention is required, something like a new career. Instead, they take on a strategic project. They expand their influence across teams. They introduce more complex problem solving into their role. Same organization, different level of engagement, different outcomes. As another example, a professional feels their role no longer reflects who they are. They could choose to take on a completely new role. They could move organizations. They could change careers entirely. Instead, they might shift their focus towards mentoring others, take on more developmental responsibilities, align their role with what they now value. So not a reinvention this time, a repositioning. One final example. A professional who's stuck in a narrowly defined role which frustrates and worries them. They might feel their only option is to move on. However, they take 100% ownership and broaden their portfolio scope, develop adjacent or entirely new skills to add to their capability, create new and personally exciting options within their current environment. Again, small adjustments which can lead to meaningful changes. Strategic recalibration works so well because it builds on what exists and what is still valuable. It builds on experience, judgment, credibility, knowledge and skills, accumulated value, while precisely adjusting direction. And over time, these small shifts really compound into something much larger and more positive. Now, all of this often requires a change in mindset, and you will do well to start to develop a self-coaching approach to your professional and personal life in many cases. Develop a willingness to ask yourself tough questions and a willingness to be very, very honest with your responses to yourself. So instead of asking, in this case, what do I need to replace? Ask yourself, what do I need to adjust instead? This self-coaching and strategic recalibration style questioning often leads to better decisions and better outcomes in the long term. So, as always, here's a question well worth reflecting on. If you didn't need to or didn't want to reinvent or completely change your role, what would you adjust instead? Because the honest answer to that simple question is often a lot more useful and relevant than you might think. If this idea resonates with you, you'll find many more conversations like this on the channel, so consider subscribing for future updates. In the next video piece, we'll start to bring all these ideas together in the 7-stage recalibration map and how these patterns actually fit together and work together. Remember, deliberate evolution beats accidental drift. I'm Andrew D. Pope. See you next time.